most famous people I know wish they could undo the fame part of things.
Yeah.
As long as your cause are, based on just advancing humanity, things will always be relatable. I'm talking about songs now.
Yeah.
Music will always touch lives because of that. And I think my only dream is to always fulfill my purpose and be happy while I'm doing it.
Hey guys, welcome to With Nyasha Michelle. It is still a special edition where I am recording live from Johannesburg, and it's been an exciting time where I've been speaking to some really gifted, talented, and poignant people in South Africa, and today is no different. I am joined by a wonderful guest, Busiswa. How are you? How are you?
I'm awesome. I'm excellent. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. It's so great to see you. And this time I'm managing to see you in the physical, in your own home turf in South Africa. What's it like being a queen within the music industry?
Welcome to Joburg. First of all, I hope you're getting time to go out and see the streets, man.
It's been hard work, yeah. I'm hoping that soon I'll get to do that. So for now, I've just been working. Hopefully soon.
Yeah, the streets is where it's at. Joburg is where you have to be outside as long as you here. It's vibrant, it's lively, it's always amazing. There's a new dance move every week. So
yeah.
Yeah. As a dance music artist, I just try to keep up. I just try to keep running because I enjoy what I do still after 12 years in the industry. I love being out there and being with the pulse of the city.
Yeah. Later on, I would love for you to give me like some spots where I must visit in Josie. But before we get to that, I do have to ask you, this is a question I ask everybody at the beginning of the interview. What defining moment set you on the path that you're on today?
I mean, the path, it's been 12 years, so they've been very many. I'm only going to speak about, let's say, my latest journey of the past year. I was doing some jams online, checking out these new electronic dance music producers and just thinking to myself, man, I'd love to really get into a space where I'm putting my voice down in the European space now. I think I've conquered Africa.
Yeah.
I've done big collabos. I've done small collabos. And I just want to do collabos that I enjoy, that bring out like a different side of my voice, that make people understand that vocally, that's where I'll always thrive.
Yeah.
So I'm doing a whole lot of, I went to Germany. I decided I'm going to go to Hamburg. Fortunately, I was invited to the Reeperbahn Festival to put on a showcase and be one of the panelists there. And I then had a showcase there where it was like a club, like almost like a rave kind of thing where it's like an empty space, which is normally a club space type of venue. And it's completely empty 30 minutes before the show. And then literally within 30 minutes, of course, tickets are sold beforehand, but like it's packed out, it's filled up, it's sold out. There's a line outside. It really felt like the pulse of dance music in the European space, So after I did that showcase, I decided, man, I want to do a full EP. That's where I'm at right now. I think 2025 is the year where I explore dance music in parts of the world that I never thought I'd go to. I know places like Croatia. I had never been to Germany as well.
Yeah.
So when I met the right producers, I decided, okay, cool, that's where I'm going to land. That's how I'm going to do it. I was introduced to Paradise, a distributor that's based there as well. So I decided, okay, cool, I want to go into electronic house music as it was intended by the vocal greats. I want to put my name next to, vocalists like Monique Bingham, etc. And that's, I think, a defining moment for me was actually realizing that I already have broken a lot of ceilings. It's time for a new one. So that's where I am, 2025.
Very inspiring, because there's many things that you've tapped in there where I'm like, oh yeah, I want to talk about that. I want to talk about that. Firstly, the fact that you mentioned collaborations, for example. You've collaborated with some of the greats. You've been on some really exciting projects. Let's first talk about what it was like working with Beyoncé, for example. You worked with her on that, and you really put your African stamp in the work that you did with her.
Yes, I think the most incredible thing about the Lion King, the Gift album, as well as the Renaissance music tour, is that she didn't put the verse on the tour, and she didn't put anyone else's verse on the tour, you know what I mean, except her own. So it was incredible to see it like get almost like a double life, full circle moment. Blue Ivy's a little bit older than my own son, so seeing her perform on stage with her mother and performing to my verse was, astounding. I couldn't even, fathom the kind of impact it would have on little Black girls all over the world. I just always knew that my purpose is to bring joy. My purpose is to make people happy, but also to show girls like me that are from where I'm from that you can actually land up on any stage in the world. I think it was also beautiful to be on Black Panther's Wakanda Forever, on the soundtrack, as well as on the score of the film score. I don't imagine or dream about world domination or fame. You understand? I think my only dream is to always fulfill my purpose and be happy while I'm doing it, and get paid.
Yeah,
please.
yeah.
So I'm here now. Getting paid, touching lives, inspiring girls who think they are most unlikely, to be on world stages, and I couldn't ask for anything more, really.
Yeah, and it really makes me think about the song that you did on the Lion King album, which is was it Lion King? My Power.
Yes, that was the Lion King.
That was Lion King, isn't it?
And then the video obviously was on Black is King, the documentary.
That's it. Yes. Yeah. That video visually is extremely striking, but let's just talk about the lyrics. They cannot take my power. Why was it powerful for you to be a part of that? And what does that actually mean to you?
Well, first of all, it's Beyoncé. You can't all work with Beyoncé.
Yeah.
As artists. So, it's a sensational moment. It's a moment of choosing, and it's a moment of reckoning. The lyrics themselves that I decided to use, I sent a lot of verses in, and the ones that they chose, I had translated for them. And then very loosely, it's like Vumani Boli Vumili Kumkani. It's a war cry. The women are about to defend the village, and they're creating a formation where they're about to get in. Like when she says, "Get loose, get low." We're going in, and we're going to fight for our honor, our integrity, our dignity. And you cannot show an ounce of fear in moments like that. I think we are represented as women in many spaces. By the very few and the very brave ones among us, you know what I mean? So even if you're in corporate, if you're in IT, if you're in politics, if you're in climate change, whatever industry that you're in, only the few and the brave amongst the women, the warriors of the group, are the ones that are going to take it all the way to the top. So that song is a representation. I think that's why a lot of women see themselves in that song, because it gets you up and it gets you going. And we can't ever forget that it's a tale as old as time to be afraid. It's a tale as old as time also to leap forward and take a chance. So the story of the Lion King is an age-old story. And so the song and the lyrics and what they represent also had to be an age-old, relatable to every single person in the world. There's not one person in the world since the beginning of time who has not ever needed encouragement. So as long as your cause are, based on just advancing humanity, things will always be relatable. I'm talking about songs now. Music will always touch lives because of that. Language can't be a barrier for music. Even the feeling that you get from hearing the verse, you don't have to know what it means to feel like you already are being called to action.
Yeah. And speaking of those cores as well, I want to go a little bit more to the core of who you are. What was your childhood like? And what role did music play in that? Did you always know you were going to be a musician?
So I was raised by my grandparents, grandfather who's a herbalist, my grandmother who was a nursing matron, and then later on a lecturer. And those are people that raised me to be, confident, strong-willed. Those are healers. A herbalist is someone who is in the community, using plants to heal. He was a creator also. And my grandmother was the same. She was a healer. She was also would teach other nurses how to care. So I was raised by people who were always concerned with community and advancement. Education was also very, impressed upon me. But what always was around me was creation. I did not think music was going to be the thing. I was always encouraged to read.
Okay.
So reading was very important. Using your words, finding words, using your imagination to delve into worlds you've never been in physically. And I'm so fortunate because I've become now someone who travels the world, and I've seen a lot of places that I only read about in books, because my grandmother was reading obsessive, so she'd make me read everything. It helped me so much. There isn't a room in the world you can't put me in. I'm from the rural town of Umtata in the Eastern Cape. It's a small town. It's there's extreme poverty, and then there's affluence as well. We all motivated by education, especially as Xhosa people. It's just a thing amongst our tribe that, being educated is a big badge of honor. So take it as far as you can with that. So when I went into music, obviously there was skepticism about, longevity. And I've come to learn that actually there's no quicker way to teach someone a psalm other than to sing it. There's no quicker way. There's other ways, but the quickest is, So I would say my biggest blessing in life has been being able to take something I loved so much that was imparted upon me by people who were leaders in their community, which is my grandparents, and be able to take that and translate it into words where people can be dancing and thinking later about it. And then, if you think about a song like Banomoya, for example, it's a dance floor banger. It was Song of the Year, multiple awards. But it's got like 4 different meanings in one word. Like one word, the title of the song, Banomoya, in my language, it means Banomoya, you have energy. Banomoya, there is a wind. Banomoya, we have gusto. Banomoya, we are charging forward, as in we are. There's something moving us. Exactly. Banomoya also means we have a spirit. So spirit is still the same as energy and air. And so it's interesting for me to be able to do songs like that, where even if I never explain it, you'll still enjoy the song. And one day when you find out, it becomes a different song to you because you understand the different forms of life that it carries.
And your voice is very distinctive. When I listen to music, let's say if I didn't know that this is a song either is a Busiswa song or that you're featured on it, when I hear your voice, I know it's her. So did you, do you remember the very first performance that you had? And at that moment, did you think, this is what I'm going to be doing?
So I was a poet first, as a writer first. And then orating poetry came from joining community art centers, which I think are very important to have in our communities, because I know I have a lot of friends who are either in the industry with me or doing different things within the industry outside in creative spaces. So I believe a lot in art centers and communities, because those are the places where you start finding your voice. It's never like, in most cases, it's never like there's the big crowd of 5,000 people and then that's the first time you're going to perform. So finding small spaces, finding your tribe, finding friends, finding people with the same interests really helps you to identify where you live, or where you live comfortably when you speak up. But the most important thing is just to be speaking up. Really.
That's very key. That's very, very key. And actually, I mentioned to you earlier, I know you may not remember, firstly, because you're a superstar who speaks to lots of people. And it was 5 years ago and it was remote. So 2020, picture this, it's COVID time and Busiswa has released a song. I think he actually had released an album and the song you'd released was Makadzi, which I loved. I cannot describe to you how much I loved it. The video is beautiful.
Thank you.
And so we had an interview, and of course, before I interview somebody, I'm going to do my research. And in our final video, we found a video of you reciting a poem. And I think it was to do with domestic violence and empowering women and protecting women. Can you tell me a bit more about that? Why that's important for you to advocate for?
We all have a voice that we can use to say something with. My option has been to speak up for women and speak up for children as the most vulnerable of society. I think that people tend to think that it's just the good thing to do because it's the popular thing to do, either to be feminist or to have charity somewhere in your messaging. But when you see women bring communities up, bring children up, bring families up, and you see that the things that oppress them and kill them are things that we can change, then you have to speak up about that. And that's how I see it.
Yeah. And in South Africa, in some of my research, I know that there is a problem. I mean, this problem is everywhere, but there is a problem when it comes to gender-based violence. And you're a woman with a voice. Why do you think it's also important for other organizations and even going deeper to like a governmental level where we really protect women and children, like you're saying?
First of all, the problem in South Africa is diabolical. It's detrimental, it's extreme, it's incredibly atrocious. The problem of femicide, women being killed by lovers, partners, random rapists, also non-random rapists, children are not safe in our communities. Our communities being poverty stricken also makes it worse because access to justice and becomes also a different story as well. So protecting women and children, organizations probably always will speak on it. I think that we should just be speaking to each other. And when I say we, I'm talking about men. I think men should be talking more to each other about protecting women and children. And that for me is like the core of, if we were all there, if majority of men were there, because what else would we be needing protection from, then we're just colliding with natural disasters, right?
Yeah.
So I think that we've lost the plot in society where we think that it should be someone else's problem, someone else's thought, someone else's. As long as I'm not part of the problem, then there's really nothing I should be doing or saying. There's an organization that they must get money. There's government, they must protect. Look, we're living together in society, and I think that if they are vulnerable amongst us, we should speak on, for example, if the disabled can't be here doing an interview in a wheelchair, someone abled like me should be able to talk about that and say, why are we living in society where we're forgetting that we need to have each other's backs? So I think that one-on-one men's organizations, men's friends groups, soccer teams really should be where these issues are brought up more often. I think women will talk about it enough. Most women know other women who've been abused. Most grown-ups know children who've been molested. Most of our friends, for example, talk about the fears that we have as women just coexisting, So really, if we dedicate men to the job of protecting women at whatever scale, whether it's the women you met today, just chilling at the bus stop, or if it was an attack that you happened to witness, or there is a friend of yours who is an abuser or a rapist and you find out about it, I think that we would definitely be a far more advanced community if the job of protecting women was something that men took on themselves more often.
I 100% agree. I think that is very, very important. A lot of the time, I think because women, we're emotive, we experience a lot, we share a lot, we tend to be in those spaces and to create those spaces where healing happens and protection happens. But I do agree definitely that also there's more that needs to happen when it comes to men. And I'm hoping that we will see more of that on a global scale. And that also has given me even a deeper understanding of what your spirit is like, what type of person you are like this, beyond the music that you make. What would you also say to you it means to be South African?
I think, this is the most amazing time to be South African. First of all, it's a country that's got a spotlight on it because of Elon Musk. No, I'm joking. No. I think what is significant about South Africa is that our resilient spirit doesn't just stay in our history, in our politics. Yeah. Our resilience is also in our music, in the way that young people are making amapiano take over the world. Yeah. And bringing innovation to amapiano. I can tell you right now, as someone who lives in South Africa, who probably goes out 5 times a week, I do not know all the new songs that are out right now.
There are plenty.
Everybody's setting themselves up and gearing up, not waiting for government, creating jobs, making the tours happen, getting the equipment, putting their friends on, vocalists, producers, dancers, TikTokers. Everybody's getting a chance to eat because we just have the spirit of innovation and resilience and creativity, and we're able to place it in the world in real time, and that's not something that every country is kind of able to do. I think it comes from our passion. I think we have young people that are extremely passionate and also self-driven. We're not followers, especially when it comes to music. Yeah. And I think that one thing every Black South African in particular would tell you is that we understand music to be healing. So if you go to any gathering of Black communities, whether it's a Zulu funeral, a Tswana wedding, a Sotho initiation ritual, whether it's a funeral, birthday, any kind of gathering where Black people get together, there's singing, there's ululating, there's dancing, there's expression. So it's kind of ingrained in young Black South Africans that when you want to express yourself, you use your body, your voice, your hands, you get into community, you build together, you grow together, and we always center music as a healer. That's always going to work for us, and it's always going to keep us special.
Yeah, I've seen that. When, for example, we hear South African singers, even if let's say it's a gospel song, I have no idea what they're saying, but the way I'll find myself feeling some type of way, emotional, somewhat healed, it is indicative of what it is that you've said. I was born and raised in Zimbabwe, so I'm right next door to y'all, and so I grew up
very similar.
Yeah, and I definitely grew up listening to a lot of South African music, and my childhood was very rich when it comes to that. What was your childhood like when it comes to the creativity, the culture of South Africa?
Look, I can't differentiate my childhood from the culture and the creativity. Yeah. It's really all just one thing.
It's still happening as well.
It's all just one thing. Yeah. We just live vicariously through our creativity. And I think even, what you see on TikTok is proof of that. The hits that tend to make it globally, are proof of that. The unique ways in which we find trends or start trends rather is just proof of the fact that the creativity, the virality is proof that we're always constantly ingrained in creating.
So you mentioned earlier the fact that you are just moving even further when it comes to the depth and the geographical spaces and the music sounds that you're going into, and you are an independent artist. What freedom does that give you, but also what challenges do you also have to, grapple with?
The freedoms that I have is that I've come to understand that being authentically African with your language, with your dress, with your expression, every part of it, your senses are heightened no matter where you are in the world, as long as you're being your authentic self, as long as you're keeping your originality. So I'm not afraid to be on at a rave club in Japan, just as much as I want to be at a festival in London. And as soon as you put me in a dance hall or a beer hall in Jamaica, it's still on, you know, till the break of dawn, you understand? So anywhere in the world that you take me, I've come to understand that I can represent, you know?
And that resilience as well. I have a question that I think a lot of people might actually have. How did the collaboration with Beyoncé come about? Because I cannot imagine that is easy to get.
You get approached. You know, that's that.
Wow.
Yeah, you don't really ask for it. You get approached. The work had spread, and the word had been out, and Africa was definitely bringing out a lot of gems already. I think Black Panther was a key part of also saying, what are they doing over there that inspires something so great? So you get approached for something where you know that, okay, cool, you have a chance to kind of change your life forever. And been getting a check ever since, man.
Yeah. Oh, so the life has changed, definitely.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so you did mention as well that, of course, you are bringing out an EP. What new sounds can we expect from that? And beyond that, what experiences can we expect when we're listening to that music?
It's electronic, it's dance music at the core of it. I'm still a dance music artist, haven't moved into gospel, guys, haven't moved into hip hop, it's dance music all the way. Very spiritual, so it should make you feel emotions. It's very inspirational, very uplifting, very cheeky, very gutsy. It's extremely tongue-in-cheek, it's punchy, but also it's gentle. I do want you to feel like you get a hug every now and then. I do want you to feel like you want to get up and strut every now and then.
Yeah.
I want you to feel like you want to jump. I want you to feel like you want to float. I've been using my own playlist for the gym. I mean, this whole project has been getting me some calories down, you know?
And motivated.
Motivation is always my key thing. I think I'm probably going to be a pastor in my next life because I just like to motivate, and as a general thing, you know? So I hope that's what you're going to feel. I hope there are challenges, obviously, to new EPs. It's called Honey and Grace. We already know that much. And the first single that's coming out is called Grace. And so it's in a couple of days from now. I don't know if you see this, might probably be out already. And Honey and Grace is something that I just want to reach everybody's ears. Like, if you've ever listened to anything I've ever done, I wanted to reach your ears, and I want you to want to share it with the next person, and so on and so on and so on and so forth. So obviously, I'm being based in South Africa, I have to find creative ways to do that. So I'm doing that with collaborations like And Friends, and me and you. There's also Burnt. I'm also releasing it with Paradise Africa, which is the distributor. I'm going to countries I've never gone to, like Croatia. Singing with ladies who also have like the world's ears at their feet, like Monique Bingham. So Honey and Grace, the EP, is supposed to just embrace you in familiar ways if you've heard my music before. But if you haven't, the vocals are so poignantly African and so stark and so spiritual that I hope that captures you at least.
Okay.
But over and above all, I hope we dance.
We dance.
We dance.
I've never listened to any of your music and never wanted to dance. So
this is good.
I'm
this
like,
is
all
good.
right, I'm fixing
I'm on
it.
the right track.
No, you are. And also, you have had longevity in the industry. You've had different wins, which are quite wide-ranging. How have you maintained that longevity in the industry as a female musician?
Well, it's enjoyment. And then, you forget the female part, that you have to be a savage. You have to fight like, you have to fight like it's male dominated. You can't change that. But you have to stand your ground. There are a lot of things that women only can go through that men will never have to go through. So I do try to move away from describing myself as a female this or a female that. However, I understand that when you're in an industry that requires tireless hours, constant motivation, travel, meeting new different energies every single day, literally, having to touch places you've never touched, sometimes only once in your life. As a woman, there are challenges like, pregnancy, wanting to start a family. Marriage is a different thing for you than it is for a man. Every aspect of your life is differently considered than what a man does when they are planning their life. And so the music industry is made extremely difficult by the fact that you want to embrace the core parts of being a woman, like motherhood, companionship. You want to nurture, but at the same time you want to be killing it out there. So it's tough. It's not easy. I won't lie. I dip when I want to dip. Like if I feel like I don't want to release anything, I'm not releasing anything. But I'm so blessed, to be able to come back and to have received constant support. And for people's hearts are always open. Nobody wants you to lose. Nobody wants you to flop. Well, maybe your colleagues. No.
And some people closer than you know.
But really, everybody wants enjoyment. So I keep enjoyment as the source of my inspiration. And if I can enjoy it, I want to share that energy. I want to live it with you. I want to sing it with you. I want to come for you and play with you. I want to, be in your spaces. I want us to be able to transfer energy from the music to the food, to the spaces, to the sounds, to the cultures, to the traditions, to the languages. Every way that we can exchange energy is what keeps me motivated.
Yeah, because I was going to ask, how do you actually juggle it? How do you manage it? And you've answered it perfectly. You're still doing a BET show?
No, not anymore.
Okay, cool. Because the last time I was here, I think I was watching TV. And then I saw you on there and I was like, oh, damn.
I did a reality show with BET. It was amazing. Like the experience was amazing. It was just too crazy for me. I'm like, just having cameras 24/7.
That's what I was going to ask.
Really?
I was going to ask.
I couldn't live in that world. I enjoy being open about, I always say I don't have secrets. Like I really just live honestly and openly. So I enjoy just being open about what's going on. And it gets crazy, and you can see that it gets crazy, and then it gets beautiful, and then you can see it getting beautiful, and then it gets ugly. I don't have a problem with all of that. My problem is that, I can't now be doing it for TV 24/7. So it became so stressful that I think when it was time for season 3, I was like, oh,
let's park.
Wait a minute. Let me just sing, hey? This one of action cuts. Wait. Let me I want to make my music great again, So it felt like I don't mind the invasiveness of it, and it's very invasive. My child also enjoys being on camera, funny enough. And, I think it was good for the people that I was on the show with as well, because it touched all of Africa. We were in Ghana getting recognized. Nigeria, we were walking in Lagos, and people are like, are you the... And I'm So, BT did a lot there because the reach was just incredible.
Massive.
We also got to do some scenes in the UK, for example, when we went there for Amafest. So it was very interesting to be followed around, but it's just not my way of living. It's not my portion.
So you wouldn't do it again?
No, I can't find a rich Arab if there's cameras following me around. Who's gonna marry? I have other ambitions.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I was wishing I would watch it.
I would do it again.
Okay.
After I marry a rich Arab, though, but not.
For now, guys.
I'm joking. But yeah, I think for me, it's not my core. It's not my passion. Like I'm not a reality TV star. I'm an artist.
But you tried it.
I want to create. I want to write. I did it.
You did it. You can now say that you did it.
It was...
At that stage, what made you say yes? What made you say yes to the BET show?
It was COVID. It was lockdown. And it was a beautiful way for people to get to see how you keep everything together or not together. Yeah, so it was a beautiful way to connect with my audience, with knowing that we couldn't travel. There weren't even shows. We were doing home shows the whole time, the interviews that you did. So it was a great way to stay in touch with any part of the outside world.
Yeah, and it's I'm sure people were really intrigued by it because it takes you deeper into an understanding of who you are. So your fans must have been like, I need to watch this.
Yeah, I was surprised every time I saw the ratings. I'm like, what, are people serious? Like, are they really watching? So then the next episode I'll try to maybe do more or dress up more because I'm like, oh my gosh, people are watching. But it was an exciting period for me.
Give me a little bit of an understanding of what a day was like filming a reality show.
It's tricky because every day was different. So, which was more interesting. So for me, I just wanted to show as much as possible about how many different aspects of, being an artist there are. You have to still be a businesswoman. You're still a mother. You're still a boss. You're still a learner because you're also in rehearsals. You're still a collaborator. You're a creative. You're finding ways to navigate so many different things. And I wanted everyone to just have a bigger understanding of, the things that you can aspire to. It's not like just wanting to be famous, and fame is definitely not the key. It's not the thing. It's really one of those things. Most famous people I know wish they could undo the fame part of things.
Yeah.
But everything else, the glory, getting on stage, doing preparations for the show. For me, it's creating a 45-minute set from scratch with dancers and live band and DJ and graphics. That for me is like the glory part of it. So I have a lot to show that is such a blessing, that is so good that comes out of the industry. But I swear to you, if you just check it out for one episode, there's a lot of gory details as well.
So like what?
I was just, like, how people will talk behind each other's back. Teams will argue, not see eye to eye. People will come, people will go. People will make songs together that they never performed together because there was beef about this and that. Having, when you're an artist, you probably have a different boss every weekend.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, that's a lot. Hectic.
Every week, every day, sometimes if the shows are every day, you have a different boss. You're dealing with a different team, different venue, different travel routes, different crew of your own, So are you trusting? Are you not trusting? Are you friends? Are you not friends? These are things that it's okay for us to show each other so that when artists struggle or fall on tough times, it doesn't look like, but you didn't try hard enough, or you just didn't read your contract, or you didn't work it out right. You were not thinking that, you know what I mean? Because one of the careers that most people feel emboldened to speak on is that of entertainers, right? Everybody knows that one should be doing this move should be made by this and that actor and actress, and like everyone who's an entertainer, everyone is an expert on what really you should be doing. So I thought it's okay to actually show you that it's not that simple. So share your opinion, cool, it's always going to be the case, but have a better understanding. If I can add a voice to 2 cents to that, that's all good.
That is incredible. Because some people might be like, listen, I want to make it out as if everything is all good. We don't make no mistakes. We don't slip up. The makeup is always on point. I woke up like this type of thing.
There are those. And you know what? Big up to those people.
Yeah.
You see, those are the people that are reality show people, really.
So I've got a segment in this show called Trending, where I ask just a couple of questions regarding your industry. And you've given me like a really interesting understanding of your industry. But I do want to find out from you, what trends within the music industry do you love, and what trends do you want to like get rid of?
I'd say a long-standing trend I want to get rid of is artists needing labels, major labels, 360 labels to really do the big things. You know, and it's still like that. When you're an independent artist, there's just rooms you can't even speak inside of. And a trend that I love is the fact that TikTok is helping to dismantle that. The fact that we all have cell phones, we can reach each other in any part of the world and share music. I'd like that to be the more dominant way in which music is being shared and being used as well.
And you spoke earlier about the fact that you've been making music in different parts of Europe. What is one sound that you have gotten from there that you're like, I love this, you guys should listen to it, and what makes it different?
I won't lie to you, man. There's really nothing that, you know, needs to come from Europe to here. When it comes to dance music, we're just miles ahead.
Dominate.
I'm not even there's just too much variety from here. I think European dance music is kind of stayed one-dimensional for a longer period, whereas in Africa there's like, you know, so many different genres under the dance music umbrella. I think those are genres that should be explored in Europe more. So for example, if we're talking about even just amapiano,